So we make these nice hanging baskets that have either a hemp or coconut coir basket lining, and after a few years the linings get really eaten up and they need replacing. So this year, because I'm worm farming, let me just back my scooter up here, I decided to use the old liner as worm food. So here's an old liner that we obviously retired. I just put it in the bin yesterday. I washed it out thoroughly to make sure there was no chemical residue in it, and did find a few critters that weren't necessarily resident to my worm farm hanging out in the liner. So I thought, well, I'm moving it outside. They'll either stay in the worm bin or they won't. But in any case, I don't think any of them were harmful to the worms. So I thought, well, we'll just let nature take its course. And I'm going to document whether this bin liner, this basket liner rather, makes a good worm blanket, whether the worms move into it, whether they like it, how long they take to eat their way through it. There are about 14 of them that I need to recycle. So I'm really hoping between the different layers on my worm cafe, or this is can of worms, I'm sorry, they will be able to munch their way through these liners. We don't replace them every year, so even if they don't, I have an endless supply of coconut coir by the looks of it, if the worms actually do like it. So let me just see whether the worms have moved in. There's any evidence that they've engaged with the liner. So there's my old cardboard, or it's actually just a brown paper grocery bag underneath. Oh, it looks like the worms did pay a little visit. Look at that. They left me a little present. I can't see any evidence yet that the worms are in the coconut. It still feels slightly damp to me. Obviously, this bin has a lid on it overnight. Well, actually all day. So the coconut is still slightly damp. I would say very, very lightly damp. Let's check this other side. It's pretty ratty, this old liner. So no evidence of worms moving in yet. Just my old brown paper bag that I cut up to be a liner. That looks, does that, no, I thought that might have been a slug. No, no evidence at all that they, oh, is that another? No, that isn't a cocoon. I don't think. That's just, oh, no, that's like perlite or something that might have been used in the basket soils at one point, still hanging around in the baskets. Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to tell the difference between those and cocoons, but because of the evidence of a casting trail, and that is an unmistakable cocoon just sitting there. And I was just in this bin yesterday feeding it, so that is a new cocoon. And oh, I see a mite making his way along, but I don't see any other evidence that the worms are engaging yet with the coconut. They should be here. There's my fork to monitor where I fed them. And oh, there's one hightailing it. Doesn't like a couple of them there actually, burying themselves into the bedding. So they didn't like me exposing them to to the light. I think there's more cocoons. I don't think that's perlite. I think that's another cocoon down there. Not the squarish looking one, but the roundish looking one. And that might actually be one down that hole as well. Might be a cocoon. My apologies for my shaky hand. Time will tell. Oh, maybe it just, rolled off the blanket because I moved the blanket. Oh, it's rolled to the center. So that one that I found on the brown paper when I first opened, that cocoon has rolled to the center. And so those babies, when they hatch out in a few weeks, they will probably get lost in the myriad of that coconut coir maze. Hello there. Enjoying the meal I gave you yesterday? They got like lots of avocado skins and some papaya skin. And they're like, you opened up the other side and now you've opened up this side. So they don't like that. So down they go. Oh, and there's another cocoon. Happy worms. Happy worms leaving me presents all over. These are red wrigglers, and there's the cocoon there that rolled into the center. This bin has been going since about mid-March, so that would be approximately 2 months. So I'm going to keep you posted on how this coconut coir does on the worm farm, and let you know whether the worms eat through it, how quickly they eat through it, and whether the worms survive if they get lost in the maze of this coconut coir. I think it's coconut coir, not hemp. If anybody knows, please let me know. But we bought these liners years ago, of course, so I can't remember. Anyway, let me know if you recognize the material, and I'll keep you posted on the progress.